Karl Shook is our guest. He's a local author. He covers University of Illinois sports, too, has a newsletter that he sends out in emails and so forth, and has been published internationally. Your latest book here, and I read this book, The Legend of Reedville Lake. Now, which number book is this for you?
Number 2.
Number 2. The first one was?
The family thing.
Okay. And how do you, when you approach to write a book, and as I read this, I'm going, wow, he's really got a creative mind. I mean, your ability to also detailed, because as you tell a story, but you also do it in a way that is easy to read. Was that kind of your goal when you write them or not?
Well, hopefully you always want to do that, but the way my mind seems to be organized, the best part of my writing, best skill I have in writing, I should say, is my organization of story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one point should follow into the other point, and this, and so it's step by step by step.
What was your first book about? For people that haven't read it or seen it, what just a general synopsis of? Okay,
this is easier. I still haven't gotten the synopsis for Legend of Reedville Lake down, but for the family thing, it's about a family in North Carolina. In 1930, their ancestors trapped an evil elf in a cave on their property, and now an archaeologist wants to open up the cave, and they have to stop him from opening up the cave.
And it goes from there.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how long ago did you write that one?
That was published in 2004.
Okay, so just in the last 3 years, and it's still available as this one is.
Yes.
What, on different book sites and so forth?
Yes. This is having trouble getting on the sites. It's on Amazon.com. Mm-hmm. Last I looked, and it's on the publisher's website, iUniverse.com. And you'll be able, even though the bookstores don't carry it, you can order it.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned being fantasy books. I guess there's a certain age group you're thinking of that are interested in the book. I'm guessing, 10 to 15? Is that?
Yeah, well, that's right? The goal, but I find that a lot of different ages like the stories. Mm-hmm. Old people in their 60s and in their 20s mm-hmm. and stuff enjoy the stories. Or
mm-hmm. Older people in their 60s, not old people, right?
Yes.
Well, we're going to take a break here. We'll come back. We'll talk to Karl about this book that he just finished here and is looking to be on all the book sites and so forth, and talk about that book a little bit, more about his background as we continue with more on Penny for Your Thoughts after this. All right, back on Penny for Your Thoughts. Jim Turpin is back on Saturday with a Saturday Sports Line. Ed Kelly will be in here tomorrow. Local author Karl Shook is with us. I know Jim has a lot of local talent on from occasionally, a lot of it really, for different plays and authors and so forth. And Karl is a guy I've known for several years now and written a couple of fantasy books, if you will. And again, adults can read them too, but it seems like they're in about that 10 to 15-year-old range. They would really enjoy it. But The Legend of Reedville Lake is your latest book, and beautiful cover. And what's this book about?
Okay, well,
I've read it, but I want you to tell it.
Okay. Well, it's about this guy, Billy Southwaite.
Mm-hmm.
He's
also in a wheelchair, right?
Yeah, he's got cerebral palsy, too.
Mm-hmm. Was that by design?
Yes.
You did the book? Okay.
Yes. So so I could tell details of the story and make him a certain way. And he's miserable because his family, it's with a stepfather and stepsister. They're going to this vacation place in Reedville,
right,
where his stepfather owns a house, and they're going to spend the summer, and he doesn't want to because he's kind of reserved, very, very reserved. And he's a computer guy and stuff, and his stepsister's a very active girl, and she has all kinds of friends, and he doesn't know what he's going to be able to do at this vacation resort and not vacation resort.
At the home.
Yeah, at the house. But and his mother wants him to get to know his stepsister better, and he doesn't know how he's going to do that, and this kind of thing. And the interesting thing about Reedville is there are two things about it. In 1923, teenage girl disappeared, and nobody ever found out what happened to her. And people have been citing a mermaid for the last 75 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so also the stepsister is friends with the great niece of the
woman who disappeared, right?
Of the woman who disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And her grandfather is still believing that she'll come back, even though that she'd be 101 years old.
Right. And apparently she was put under a curse.
Yeah.
And not able to leave the lake. Would have to be a mermaid, right?
Yeah. That's the way it works. And
kind of goes. So you don't want to give away the ending, but
no.
But it's kind of an interesting. And when you wrote it from Billy's perspective, is that something? I mean, the fact that you have cerebral palsy, did that help you give, as you said, the details of the story and maybe what would be going on in your mind?
Well, I threw that in. I created the character to do that kind of stuff, to get in the position of being beneath this, what would be considered a superior person to him as his stepsister and their relationship. And there were a couple things that I threw in that I kind of encountered in my life. Stuff like there's a story of in the high school where he falls down and she's called to the principal's office to find out if he's okay because nobody believes that he's okay. Everybody panicked. And I find that people panic when I fall down and stuff. But what they don't realize is I've been trained for it. And basically, I'm almost indestructible. So I've fallen down. I mean, literally, I've fallen down thousands of times, and I've never broken a bone, to my knowledge.
Well, in this character, you can tell as during the course of the book, he grows in confidence. The lady that disappeared is a mermaid who is in the lake. And it kind of goes from there, and you have to kind of read the rest of it. People will. To me, it's a fascinating development, and really the only way she can get out of the lake is to help change the direction of someone's life. And I just thought that was an interesting angle to take on that.
Well, I don't know where I came up with the idea necessarily, but it was just okay. Well, I mean, she'd been saving people's lives,
but that didn't get her out of the lake.
But that shouldn't be enough. What would be enough? And obviously you have to put a mermaid hunter in the story.
As the villain, so to speak.
So you take from column A and column B and column C and see what happens.
Who did you, I know you dedicate the book to someone. Who did you dedicate it to?
Well, my friend who helped me get the book published, Christina Danielle, who I met on MySpace. She, the book is paid, but we pay the publisher to publish the book, and she provided the funds to do that through her contest winnings she won online.
Okay.
And she's become a very, very good friend.
All right. So, again, the first book is already available out there.
Yeah.
This book you're hoping to get on...
well, it's on Amazon.
Amazon.com already, and it's called The Legend of Reedville Lake. And
it's on the publisher's website at iuniverse.com.
And I guess it's pretty inexpensive book. Not really expensive.
$13.95.
Yeah. And it's I can tell you, having read it, it's a good, fast read. So, well, Karl, we appreciate you.